That is really weird that there's no music at the very start. That is odd. Hello, Tommy Ted here once again. I hope you don't mind the position, but the injuries are flaring up on me today, so I'm having a little bit of a lean. Yeah, don't become this close to being a cripple. It's not fun. Anyways, like the last two videos where we've been playing a Streets of Rage game, I thought we may as well continue that. We're going to have having a look at Streets of Rage 3. We're going to go with Zan for this one, just for something a bit different. We'll skip all the intro stuff, because everyone that dog's probably seen them by now. I mean, this game came out in 1994, if you haven't seen it. Yeah, once again, what is going on with you? So, Streets of Rage 3, 1994 it came out. And this one is, well, so far, I don't know, it could change, but for a while now, Streets of Rage 3 has actually been my favourite in the series. I know that's a little bit left field. Everyone loves 2, and I love 2 as well. This one's just my favourite, and it's not because of the difficulty, because Streets of Rage 3 is a difficult motherfucker. Unless you're playing bare knuckle free. If you're playing bare knuckle free, you're in for a good time. With this one, you're in for a little bit of stress. Because isn't it something like, well, I don't know, because I don't really know, because I've never had much experience with the American version of Streets of Rage 3. I'm so used to the PAL version, of course, because here in Australia we use PAL instead of NTSC. I'm so used to the PAL version. And then, thanks to Sega Mega Drive Classics on PS4, I've now had some experience with the Japanese version, bare knuckle free. I keep reading that the easiest one's the Japanese one. The American one's evidently the most difficult. There's some people online, quite a few, that say, oh, the PAL version's easier than the NTSC US one. And I don't know if it's because they did a ROM revision, because there is some gap in between the release of American and PAL Streets of Rage 3. I don't know if it's a ROM revision or if it's a 50 Hz versus 60 Hz type of thing. So I don't know. All I can say is that I mostly play the PAL version because that's the real version I have. I do have a real copy of this game for the Mega Drive, and it's the PAL one. Yeah, I could have bought the American version, like, minutely cheaper, but like bugger all. Streets of Rage 3 is actually region locked. It's a region locked cartridge. So at the time, I didn't have a region bypass cartridge. I do now. So I just bought the PAL one because I want to play it on my Mega Drive. I have a PAL Mega Drive. Oh no, Not surprisingly, I know. Shock horror. Someone that lives in PAL territory has a PAL Mega Drive. Oh no! No, but no. Of course, I want to play it. That was the best thing though, was because this version of Streets of Rage 3 that I bought, the copy that I bought, was probably the best way to go because not because of the actual copy, but because of who I bought it off. It got me in contact with this guy that was selling off his Mega Drive collection. I ended up buying half of it. The other half I didn't buy. There was one game I wanted that I missed out on, but I ended up buying it off another mate. Funny enough, it was actually Zool. I ended up buying it off my mate Eugene that I mentioned in the Musha Less video. Yeah, he had it and I bought it off him. He didn't want it anymore. That was the only one I missed out on, but I'll tell you some of the games I bought off this guy, and even you'll see them go, yeah, it was a good thing you bought your Streets of Rage 3 off this guy. Because I bought a box complete American copy of Phelios, great Greek mythology themed vertical shooter. I really should show that game off. That game is really cool. A really fun Mega Drive title. I also bought off him at the same time Insector X. He had a box complete American Insector X, which is a horizontal shooter. And I like that one. I mean, yeah, it is slightly on the generic side, but I do like that one. And I'm someone that isn't an overly big player of horizontal shooters. As much as I'm a shmup fan, for some reason I go vertical. I love vertical, but I slightly struggle with horizontal. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's anyway. But also, that's not the only thing I bought off him. I bought a bunch off him. But what I also bought off him, and funny enough, I actually got into contact with him after I bought the bulk of it, and he told me that he found one more game. Would I be interested? He didn't want to put it on anything else yet. He wanted to yeah, he wanted to lost train of thought there for a minute. Yeah, I got into contact with him. I don't know, about a month after, and I ended up buying an American box complete Splatterhouse 2. Yeah, and that was that was a treat. I should do a playthrough of Splatterhouse 2 on here because it's just gross. I love it. But getting back to why this one's my favourite, it's the extra mechanics they added into it, and that it takes full advantage of the 6-button controller. Although weirdly enough, I'm using a 3-button for this. I don't have a good 6-button. I have a good 6-button controller, but it's for the equipment I'm using. But it's Xbox shaped, and I don't like it for Mega Drive games. Funny enough, it works great for Super Nintendo games. Just not Mega Drive. Mega Drive needs that arcade 6-button layout. And that's another really interesting thing. No, I've a beat 'em up that uses 6 buttons. Normally, it's 2. and then slightly later on they got into doing 3. But 6. That was interesting. So the extra play mechanics. I love the roll. I thought that was a nice touch for getting out of situations quick. I love that you have a dash. I thought that was just so cool. That's one of the benefits of Streets of Rage 3 over Streets of Rage 2 is the add of that dash for me. Because now when I play Streets of Rage 2, it feels slow for me because I'm just so used to doing this. Now I want to eat that food really quick. I've never had experience with it on the PAL version, but I know in the US version it does. I don't know about the Japanese. I've seen it happen on the American one on YouTube videos, and the few times I've played the American Streets of Rage 3. I've read somewhere that yes, they do it on the PAL version, or no, they don't do it on the PAL version, but in some versions of Streets of Rage 3, the enemies can eat your health, your chicken and your apples. Which I guess on paper and in a developer's mindset, that's a really cool, fun idea. But as a player, it's fucking shit. It's a pain in the ass. Another thing is when you do your grand upper, he shouts bare knuckle. I don't mind it. Instead of him saying grandpapa or whatever it is. Yeah, cop that. It's quite like the other, like I said in the other video, it's quite like the other trilogies in terms of play mechanics. Because another thing I love too is the bar. Your special power now has a bar, so it doesn't immediately take your life away. God damn it, I thought I was close enough. Oh! There we go. The interesting thing about the Mega Drive trilogies, if you will, Mega Drive, a lot of the best loved IPs on the Mega Drive are like trilogies in a way. Free Shinobi games, free Streets of Rage games, free main title Sonic games, 1, 2, 3 / Knuckles, and Golden Axe. And it's like, and with this one, it's like Shinobi 3 for me. I love Shinobi 3, it's my favourite Shinobi. And I love the extra play mechanics that are added to Shinobi 3. But I'll touch on that when I do get round to doing Shinobi 3. I know I said, I think it was back in March, I was going to do a playthrough of Shinobi 3. I just couldn't devote the time to it because I started work on the Musha video. And I think everyone can agree that it was probably a good thing that I did the Musha video instead. Yeah, you guys really seem to like that one. But I would love to do Shinobi 3 still, and I probably very much will. But yeah, it's the same with Streets of Rage 3. I just love the extra mechanics they added. And even with Sonic 3, although my favourite is Sonic 2, but I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I play that one more nowadays. See, when I was a kid, I played nothing but Sonic 2. Nowadays, it's split between 3. I play now mostly Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic CD, and Sonic Mania. They're the big free Sonic games that I always play nowadays. I don't play 2 a lot anymore. I think it's just because that was the game that I played the most in my life. You know, I picked it up again when I was, 5 years old. I had a small, tiny stint with it as a kid, but I was too young. Picked it up when I was 5, never put the bloody controller down. But I'll save those stories for a Sonic 2 day. I've shared some of them on Twitter. My biggest, most cherished gaming memory revolves around Sonic 2. And it pisses some family members off. And that's why I love the story even more, because it pisses off those family members. Oh, it's raining outside. Ah, Ruin the Clown. Clown's name's Bruce? As an Aussie, I get a kick out of Roo. And I love the fact that they made him a boxing kangaroo. That's a nice touch. That's a really nice touch. Because, yeah, in Australia, boxing kangaroo is a thing. It is quite an iconic thing of Australian culture, boxing kangaroo. So that's really that is a really nice touch. I know some people think it's really silly. I can understand that, but just as a standpoint from an Aussie, whether you like it or not, he's there. But the fact they made him a boxing kangaroo, that is such a nice touch. But getting back to play mechanics, Sonic 3 had the Insta Shield and the environmental shields, and then adding on the whole fact that you could play as Knuckles and having a whole different type of adventure is probably the reason why nowadays there is a growing thing that Sonic 3 is the most loved game in the community and fan base. It's neck and neck between 2, 3 and K. But funny enough, even though, I mean it's like Streets of Rage in a way, Golden Axe 3. Not popular. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. But I do get something out of it when I play it. But there's one thing about Golden Axe 3 that it added, which I thought was such a cool thing to add. Choose your own path. I love that. I thought that was such a cool thing to add. And for a beat 'em up, not only select your own path. That was back then. That was like a PC point and click thing, or an RPG thing. Do you want to go into the cave or do you want to go into the town? Type thing, or with a point and click thing, where do you want to go? Or it was say for those choose your own adventure books, do you want to go down this path, go to chapter 4, or do you want to jump on the bus, go to chapter 8? You never saw it in a beat 'em up. Holy crap, I'm dead already? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Golden Axe 3. I never saw that in a beat 'em up, choose your own path. I thought that was such an awesome touch. I really loved that. And it was something that you didn't see in that beat 'em up genre, and I thought that was a really cool thing, was adding Golden Axe path choosing the Golden Axe 3. The rest of the game, yeah, a bit dodgy, but I thought that was such a cool thing. Anyways, I think we'll leave it at that. I didn't want to put it on easy and look like a pussy. I thought I'd leave it on normal. I'm not angry about that. I didn't want to spend a huge amount of time on this for various reasons, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first off, really quick, we'll do a zoom out. Here's my real Streets of Rage 3. Yep, that's not a sticker, that's actually printed on. Yeah, 6 button. Yeah, you can ring the Aussie Sega hotline number, although it's blurry. Although that's when they changed it to charging 95 cents per minute. It used to be free, but anyway, you can learn more about that from Synth Space using Sega Master Tim on Twitter and YouTube. And yeah, this was an X rental, which is why I got it slightly cheaper. But it does have its manual, so it is a nice to have a box complete in some way, shape, or form. But the reason why I didn't want to stick on this too long. This series isn't over. At the time of this recording, about an hour ago, I got a package in the mail. Look what's finally arrived from Limited Run. Streets of Rage 4. And as you can see, it's still in its shrink wrap. Do you want to open it? Yeah, come on, let's open it. I did get the CD too and the trading card, but they're in the other room. Ready? Ah, here we go. Yes. Come on. Don't let me down today, arthritis. This is my first sort of unboxing on the channel. I've become one of those sad channels. There we go. Ooh. And oh, look at that. And even in some way, shape or form, a manual. How nice is that? And oh, hang on, we'll pull it out. Oh, a bare knuckle for reversible cover. How nice is that? That's not bad. So you can see that I've just opened that. And I don't have the other physical copy. And I don't have it digitally. Which means I haven't played this yet. So next time on the channel, first time ever playing Streets of Rage 4. You're not going to be able to see my reactions, but you're going to be able to hear them. So that's coming up real soon. Oh, I can't wait for this. I'll see you when we're going for the first time. I'm going to go through Streets of Rage 4. Here we go. But until then, guys, I'll see you later. Bye. I've got to jump on the PS4 right now and start doing this.